Pirates. The very word conjures up images of adventure and danger. We picture swashbuckling figures on the high seas, their ships laden with treasure. They are outlaws, rebels, and rogues living by their own code. But how much of what we believe about pirates is true? The reality of piracy is often shrouded in myth and legend. Hollywood has given us romanticized versions of these maritime outlaws. We see charming rogues with hearts of gold. However, the truth is often far more complex. Pirates were driven by a variety of factors, from poverty and desperation to greed and ambition. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. Pirates have always fascinated us. The very word conjures up images of adventure and danger. We picture swashbuckling figures on the high seas, their ships laden with treasure. They're outlaws, rebels, and rogues living by their own code. But how much of what we believe about pirates is true? The reality of piracy is often shrouded in myth and legend. Hollywood has given us romanticized versions of these maritime outlaws. We see charming rogues with hearts of gold. However, the truth is often far more complex. Pirates were driven by a variety of factors, from poverty and desperation to greed and ambition. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. We picture swashbuckling figures on the high seas, their ships laden with treasure. They are outlaws, rebels, and rogues living by their own code. But how much of what we believe about pirates is true? The reality of piracy is often shrouded in myth and legend. Hollywood has given us romanticized versions of these maritime outlaws. We see charming rogues with hearts of gold. However, the truth is often far more complex. Pirates were driven by a variety of factors, from poverty and desperation to greed and ambition. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. They are outlaws, rebels, and rogues living by their own code. But how much of what we believe about pirates is true? The reality of piracy is often shrouded in myth and legend. Hollywood has given us romanticized versions of these maritime outlaws. We see charming rogues with hearts of gold. However, the truth is often far more complex. Pirates were driven by a variety of factors, from poverty and desperation to greed and ambition. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. But how much of what we believe about pirates is true? The reality of piracy is often shrouded in myth and legend. Hollywood has given us romanticized versions of these maritime outlaws. We see charming rogues with hearts of gold. However, the truth is often far more complex. Pirates were driven by a variety of factors, from poverty and desperation to greed and ambition. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. The reality of piracy is often shrouded in myth and legend. Hollywood has given us romanticized versions of these maritime outlaws. We see charming rogues with hearts of gold. However, the truth is often far more complex. Pirates were driven by a variety of factors, from poverty and desperation to greed and ambition. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. Hollywood has given us romanticized versions of these maritime outlaws. We see charming rogues with hearts of gold. However, the truth is often far more complex. Pirates were driven by a variety of factors, from poverty and desperation to greed and ambition. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. We see charming rogues with hearts of gold. However, the truth is often far more complex. Pirates were driven by a variety of factors, from poverty and desperation to greed and ambition. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. However, the truth is often far more complex. Pirates were driven by a variety of factors, from poverty and desperation to greed and ambition. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. Pirates were driven by a variety of factors, from poverty and desperation to greed and ambition. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. This essay delves into the history of piracy, separating fact from fiction. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. We will explore the origins of these seafaring raiders, tracing their evolution from ancient times to the cusp of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. Prepare to embark on a journey into the real world of pirates. To understand pirates, we must first define what makes them unique. The word pirate itself provides some clues. It originates from the Latin word pirata, meaning sea robber or one who attacks by sea. This term in turn derives from the Greek word peran, meaning to attempt or to attack. From the very beginning, the word pirate carried connotations of aggression and lawlessness. It described those who operated outside the bounds of society, preying on others for their own gain. This definition has persisted throughout history, even as the motivations and methods of pirates have evolved. Piracy is not a modern phenomenon. It has plagued seafarers since the dawn of maritime trade. Ancient historians like Thucydides, writing in the 5th century BC, provide detailed accounts of pirates operating in the Aegean Sea. These early pirates were often little more than opportunistic raiders. They targeted coastal settlements and merchant vessels, taking advantage of weak defences. However, piracy was not always a simple matter of banditry. States sometimes employed pirates as tools of war. These state-sanctioned pirates, known as privateers, were granted permission to attack enemy ships and settlements. In essence, they acted as extensions of the state's naval power, albeit with a greater degree of autonomy. During the Roman Republic, piracy in the Mediterranean reached a fever pitch. The vast expanse of the sea, dotted with countless islands and hidden coves, provided the perfect haven for pirates to thrive. These maritime marauders were not just a nuisance, they were a significant threat to the stability and economy of Rome. The Mediterranean, often referred to as the Roman Lake, was the lifeline of the Republic, facilitating trade, communication, and military movements. However, the unchecked piracy turned this lifeline into a perilous journey for merchants and travellers alike. The Cilician pirates, operating off the southern coast of Anatolia, became notorious for their boldness and brutality. These pirates were not just random bandits. They were organized and had a structured hierarchy. Their strongholds along the rugged coastline of Cilicia were virtually impregnable, making it difficult for the Roman navy to root them out. The Cilician pirates were known for their swift and unexpected attacks, often appearing out of nowhere to plunder ships and coastal settlements before disappearing back into their hidden lairs. They disrupted Roman trade routes, raided coastal cities, and even captured prominent Roman citizens. The impact of their activities was felt far and wide, causing fear and uncertainty among the Roman populace. The pirates' ability to strike at will and their apparent immunity from Roman retribution emboldened them further. They targeted wealthy merchants, senators, and even members of the Roman elite, holding them for ransom and demanding exorbitant sums of money. This not only filled their coffers but also humiliated the Roman state. One such captive was a young Julius Caesar. His capture by the Cilician pirates is one of the most famous episodes in the history of Roman piracy. At the time, Caesar was a rising star in Roman politics, known for his ambition and charisma. His capture was a bold move by the pirates, who were unaware of the significant figure they had taken hostage. In 75 BC, while sailing to Rhodes, Caesar was captured by Cilician pirates. He was on his way to study under the famous rhetorician Apollonius Molon, seeking to hone his oratory skills. The pirates intercepted his ship and took him to their stronghold, where they planned to hold him for ransom. This unexpected turn of events would become a defining moment in Caesar's life. The pirates, unaware of their captive's true identity, demanded a ransom of 20 talents of silver. This was a substantial amount, but Caesar's reaction was anything but typical. Instead of pleading for his life or negotiating for a lower ransom, Caesar displayed an extraordinary level of confidence and audacity. Caesar, unfazed, laughed and insisted he was worth at least 50 talents. His captors were taken aback by his boldness, but they agreed to his terms, likely amused by his arrogance. Caesar sent his companions to gather the ransom money while he remained with the pirates, treating the entire situation as if he were a guest rather than a prisoner. During his captivity, Caesar treated his captors with a mixture of disdain and amusement. He maintained an air of superiority, often chastising the pirates for their lack of sophistication and even shushing them when he wanted to sleep. His behavior was so audacious that the pirates began to see him as more of an eccentric nobleman than a typical prisoner. He participated in their games, exercised alongside them, and even read them his poetry. Caesar's ability to remain composed and even entertain his captors was a testament to his remarkable character. He used this time to observe the pirates, learning about their operations and gaining insights that would later prove invaluable. He promised them that once he was released, he would return and crucify them all. The pirates, thinking he was joking, laughed off his threats. Little did they know that Caesar was deadly serious. His promise was not just a boast, it was a declaration of intent that he fully intended to fulfill. True to his word, upon his release, Caesar raised a fleet, hunted down the pirates, and had them crucified. This act of retribution was swift and brutal, sending a clear message to all who dared to challenge Rome's authority. Caesar's decisive action against the pirates not only avenged his capture, but also established his reputation as a formidable leader, who would not tolerate any affront to his dignity or the power of Rome. Caesar's encounter with the pirates highlights both the audacity of these maritime outlaws and the lengths to which Rome would go to combat them. It underscores the constant struggle for dominance in the Mediterranean and the relentless efforts of the Roman Republic to secure its trade routes and protect its citizens. This episode in Caesar's life is a vivid reminder of the perils of the ancient world and the indomitable spirit of one of history's greatest figures. Piracy continued to flourish in the centuries after the fall of Rome. The rise of Islam in the 7th century AD led to a new wave of piracy in the Mediterranean and beyond. Muslim pirates, known as corsairs, operated from bases in North Africa, raiding Christian shipping and coastal settlements. The Red Sea and the Moroccan coast became particularly notorious for piracy. These pirates were highly organized and well-equipped. They possessed fast, maneuverable ships and were skilled in naval warfare. Their raids had a significant impact on trade and travel, disrupting commerce and spreading fear throughout the region. While piracy thrived in the Mediterranean, a different breed of seafaring raider emerged from the icy waters of Scandinavia. These were the Vikings, a people whose very name would come to be synonymous with fear and adventure. Unlike the pirates of the Mediterranean, who preyed on the bustling trade routes of the ancient world, the Vikings ventured far and wide, driven by a unique combination of necessity and ambition. The Vikings, known for their long ships and their ferocity in battle, terrorized the coasts of Europe for centuries. Their longships, marvels of naval engineering, allowed them to navigate both the open sea and shallow rivers, making almost no place safe from their reach. These ships were not just vessels of war, but also symbols of their culture and craftsmanship. Motivated by a combination of factors including overpopulation, a desire for wealth, and a thirst for adventure, the Vikings launched raids that stretched from North America to the Caspian Sea. Their expeditions were not random acts of violence, but carefully planned ventures that required extensive knowledge of navigation, weather patterns, and foreign lands. The Vikings were also skilled traders and explorers, establishing trade routes that connected distant parts of the world. They plundered monasteries and villages, taking captives as slaves and valuable goods as loot. The wealth they amassed from these raids was brought back to their homelands, fueling further expeditions and contributing to the prosperity of their societies. The Vikings' raids were not just about acquiring wealth, but also about demonstrating their power and dominance. The Vikings' impact on Europe was profound. Their relentless raids forced many regions to rethink their defenses and strategies, leading to significant changes in the political and social landscape. The fear of Viking attacks led to the construction of fortified towns and castles, which would become a hallmark of medieval Europe. They contributed to the collapse of centralized power in some regions and spurred the development of feudalism. As centralized authorities weakened, local lords and nobles gained more power, leading to the rise of a feudal system where protection and loyalty were exchanged for land and service. This shift had long-lasting effects on the structure of European society. Their raids also led to the establishment of Viking settlements in England, Ireland, France, and other parts of Europe. These settlements were not just temporary camps, but thriving communities that integrated with local populations. The Vikings left a lasting legacy in these regions, influencing local culture, language, and even genetics. Their presence in Europe was a catalyst for change, shaping the continent in ways that are still evident today. The Golden Age of Piracy. This period, stretching roughly from 1650 to 1730, evokes images of swashbuckling adventure, buried treasure, and battles on the high seas. It was a time when pirates ruled the waves, striking fear into the hearts of merchants and challenging the authority of empires. This era saw the rise of legendary figures like Blackbeard, Henry Morgan, and Calico Jack Rackham, whose exploits continue to fascinate us centuries later. The Golden Age of Piracy wasn't just about romanticized tales of adventure, though. It was a complex period shaped by global politics, economics, and social upheaval. The decline of Spanish power, the rise of colonial trade, and the aftermath of major European wars all contributed to the proliferation of piracy in the Caribbean and beyond. This era saw the emergence of pirate havens like Nassau, where outlaws established their own rules and briefly lived beyond the reach of the law. These havens fostered a culture of freedom and rebellion, attracting not only hardened criminals but also escaped slaves, indentured servants, and others seeking to escape the rigid social hierarchies of the time. The Golden Age of Piracy may have been short-lived, but its impact on maritime history, popular culture, and our collective imagination remains immense. It continues to inspire books, movies, and television shows, reminding us of a time when the seas were wild and fortune favored the bold. Understanding the Golden Age of Piracy requires looking back to the decades that preceded it, a time of great upheaval and transformation. Europe, in the late 17th century, was a continent racked by war, with nations constantly at each other's throats. England, France, Spain, and the Netherlands were locked in a series of bloody conflicts, vying for dominance on land and at sea, each seeking to expand their empires. These wars created a large pool of experienced sailors and soldiers, many of whom found themselves unemployed and destitute when peace finally came, with no prospects for the future. The end of these wars meant that navies were drastically reduced, leaving thousands of skilled sailors with no means of income, their skills suddenly redundant. Many of them turned to privateering, a form of legalized piracy, to make a living driven by necessity and the promise of wealth. Privateers were issued letters of marque, official documents authorizing them to attack and plunder enemy ships during wartime, giving them a veneer of legitimacy. Peace brought an end to privateering, but the allure of easy riches and a life of freedom proved too strong for many to resist, leading them down a darker path. Former privateers, accustomed to the thrill of battle and the spoils of war, found themselves drawn to the criminal underworld of piracy, where the rules were few and the rewards great. They knew the seas, they knew how to fight, and they were hungry for wealth and adventure, ready to seize any opportunity that came their way. These factors, combined with the increasing flow of treasure-laden Spanish galleons across the Atlantic, created the perfect breeding ground for piracy, a new era of lawlessness on the high seas. The Caribbean, with its numerous islands, hidden coves, and poorly patrolled shipping lanes, became a haven for these newly minted outlaws, offering countless opportunities for plunder. The transition from soldier to sailor to pirate was often a fluid one, with many finding the pirate life a natural progression. The skills were transferable, the rewards were tempting, and the line between privateering and outright piracy was easily blurred, making it an enticing option. For many desperate and disillusioned men, piracy became a viable, even attractive, alternative to the poverty and unemployment that awaited them on land, offering a chance at a new life. No figure looms larger in the annals of piracy than Blackbeard, a name synonymous with terror and ruthlessness. Born Edward Teach, though the spelling of his surname varies, Blackbeard cultivated a fearsome persona that spread far beyond his physical presence. His reputation was built on a combination of cunning, brutality, and theatricality. His thick black beard, said to have been braided and tied with ribbons, along with his habit of lighting slow-burning matches under his hat to create an aura of smoke and menace, made him a figure of nightmares. This added to his terrifying image. Blackbeard's reign of terror lasted only a few short years, from 1716 to 1718, but during that time he captured dozens of ships and amassed a fortune in stolen goods. His exploits were legendary, and his name struck fear into the hearts of sailors. He operated primarily along the coast of North America and the Caribbean, preying on merchant vessels traveling between England and its colonies. Unlike some pirates who ruled through fear and brutality alone, Blackbeard understood the power of psychology. He often sought to avoid unnecessary bloodshed, preferring to intimidate his victims into surrendering without a fight. His reputation preceded him, and the sight of his flagship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, with its black sails and fearsome array of cannons, was often enough to convince captains to strike their colours. Blackbeard's demise was as dramatic as his life. In November 1718 he was cornered by Lieutenant Robert Maynard of the British Royal Navy off the coast of North Carolina. A fierce battle ensued, during which Blackbeard is said to have sustained 5 gunshot wounds and over 20 sword cuts before finally succumbing. His ferocity in battle was legendary, and he fought to the very end. His severed head was displayed on a pike as a warning to other would-be pirates. This gruesome display was meant to deter others from following in his footsteps. Though his reign was short, Blackbeard's impact on maritime history was profound. His tactics and persona have been studied and romanticized for centuries. He became the archetype of the pirate captain, embodying both the allure and the brutality of the Golden Age of Piracy. His image has become iconic in popular culture. His legend continues to fascinate and inspire, influencing countless books, movies, and stories about pirates, a testament to the enduring power of his story. Blackbeard remains a symbol of the pirate's life, a blend of myth and reality that continues to captivate the imagination. Section 4, Defying Convention, the female pirates Anne Bonny and Mary Read. The world of 18th century piracy was overwhelmingly male, but a few exceptional women defied social norms and carved out their own legends on the high seas. These women were not just anomalies, they were trailblazers who showed that courage and tenacity knew no gender. Anne Bonny and Mary Read, two of the most famous female pirates, challenged gender stereotypes and left their mark on the Golden Age of Piracy. Their stories are filled with daring escapades and fierce battles, making them legends in their own right. Anne Bonny, born in Ireland around 1698, was a fiery and independent spirit. Her rebellious nature was evident from a young age, and she was never one to conform to societal expectations. She ran away from her wealthy family and made her way to the Bahamas, where she met and fell in love with the pirate John Calico Jack Rackham. This meeting would change the course of her life forever. Donning men's clothing and concealing her true identity, she joined Rackham's crew, proving herself to be a skilled and ruthless pirate. Her ability to blend in and fight alongside the men earned her a fearsome reputation. Mary Read, born in England around 1685, led an equally unconventional life. Her journey was marked by a series of bold decisions that defied the norms of her time. Disguised as a boy from a young age, she joined the British military and later served aboard a merchant ship before joining a pirate crew. Her disguise allowed her to navigate a world that was otherwise closed to women. Like Bonny, she excelled in combat and seamanship, earning the respect of her male counterparts. Her skills in battle were unmatched, and she quickly became a key member of the crew. Bonny and Read's paths crossed when they both served aboard Calico Jack's ship. Their meeting was a fateful one, leading to a powerful partnership. They became close friends and confidants, their true identities known only to each other. This bond gave them strength and solidarity in a male-dominated world. Together, they participated in numerous raids and battles, their courage and fighting skills becoming legendary. Their exploits were the stuff of legend, inspiring fear and admiration in equal measure. Their careers as pirates were cut short when Calico Jack's ship was captured by the British in 1720. This marked the end of their reign of terror on the high seas. While most of the male crew members were hanged, Bonny and Read escaped execution by claiming to be pregnant. This clever ruse bought them time, but their ultimate fates remain shrouded in mystery. The historical record is unclear about their ultimate fates, but their stories continue to inspire, demonstrating that the allure of adventure and freedom transcended gender boundaries even in the male-dominated world of piracy. Their legacy lives on, a testament to their indomitable spirit and the timeless quest for freedom. Section 5. Nassau, a Pirate's Paradise. As the Golden Age of Piracy reached its peak, the island of New Providence in the Bahamas and its principal settlement, Nassau, emerged as a notorious pirate haven. Situated strategically along major shipping routes, Nassau offered pirates a safe harbor to careen their ships, replenish supplies, and spend their ill-gotten gains. By the early 18th century, Nassau had become a lawless town overflowing with pirates, prostitutes, and merchants eager to profit from the trade in stolen goods. The island's weak colonial government and its remote location made it the ideal base of operations for pirates to launch raids on Spanish treasure fleets and harass merchant ships. The most famous resident of Nassau was Charles Vane, a ruthless pirate captain who briefly established himself as the de facto ruler of the island. Vane declared Nassau a pirate republic, a place where pirates were free to live by their own rules, beyond the reach of any authority. For a brief period, Nassau flourished as a pirate utopia. Taverns overflowed with drunken sailors spending their loot on rum, gambling, and other vices. The streets were said to be paved with gold, a testament to the vast wealth flowing into the town. However, Nassau's days of glory were numbered. The excesses of the pirates, coupled with growing pressure from European powers determined to stamp out piracy, made the island's demise inevitable. Behind the flags of black skulls and beneath the mighty waves of the oceans, secrets are buried that have never been revealed, secrets of lost treasures and pirate laws stricter than those of any army. Join me, dear viewers, as we embark on a thrilling voyage to uncover the truth behind these maritime legends. We'll explore hidden coves, decipher intricate codes, and witness power struggles that shape their world. Don't forget to support us with a like button and subscribe to the History Traveller channel. The allure of buried treasure is a tale as old as time itself. For centuries, the idea of hidden riches has fascinated adventurers and dreamers alike. From whispered legends in smoky taverns, where sailors and pirates shared their secrets over mugs of ale, to meticulously drawn maps, the hunt for pirate gold has captivated imaginations for centuries. These maps, often marked with cryptic symbols and riddles, have led many on wild adventures. Pirates often hid their spoils in remote locations, far from prying eyes. These hidden treasures were meant to be retrieved later, but many were lost to time. One such tale is that of Captain Kidd, who allegedly buried a vast fortune on Gardiner's Island. His story is one of betrayal and mystery, with his treasure becoming the stuff of legend. While some of Kidd's treasure was recovered, rumours persist of a larger cache awaiting discovery. These rumors have spurred countless expeditions, each hoping to uncover the elusive fortune. Then there's Oak Island, off the coast of Nova Scotia, with its mysterious pit and intricate flood tunnels. This site has baffled treasure hunters for over 2 centuries, with many believing it holds untold riches. The true treasure lies not just in gold and jewels, but in the thrill of the chase. The excitement of the hunt, the camaraderie among treasure seekers, and the hope of a big find are what truly drive these adventures. The hunt continues, fueled by whispers, faded maps, and the hope of finding a pirate's forgotten fortune. Each new discovery, no matter how small, adds to the rich tapestry of pirate lore and keeps the dream of hidden treasure alive. The popular image of a pirate is one of chaos and lawlessness, but the reality is far more nuanced. While pirates are often depicted as unruly and wild, their lives were governed by a set of rules and codes that ensured their survival and success. Pirates recognized the need for order within their ranks, understanding that without structure, their ventures would fail. This led to the creation of the legendary Pirate Code, a set of guidelines that every crew member was expected to follow. The Pirate Code was not just a myth, it was a real document that outlined the rules and regulations of pirate life. It covered everything from the division of plunder to the conduct of crew members. This set of rules governed everything from the division of plunder, ensuring that each member received a fair share of the loot, to the punishment of transgressions. Punishments for breaking the code were severe, often brutal, to maintain discipline and order. Walking the plank, flogging and marooning were some of the harsh penalties imposed. Pirate ships often operated with a surprising degree of democracy and order. Captains were elected by the crew, and major decisions were made collectively, showcasing a level of governance that was ahead of its time. The division of treasure was meticulously outlined, ensuring fairness. Each crew member knew their share, which helped maintain morale and loyalty among the pirates. Discipline was paramount, with brutal punishments for infractions. This strict adherence to the code ensured that everyone knew their place and responsibilities. Some pirate crews embraced a level of equality unheard of in their societies. They shared food, loot, and responsibilities, creating a sense of camaraderie and mutual respect. The Pirate Code serves as a window into the complex social structures of the pirate world. It reveals a society that, while often violent and ruthless, was also organized, fair, and surprisingly democratic. Few symbols evoke such a visceral reaction as the black flag of piracy. This ominous banner, often seen fluttering in the wind, struck fear into the hearts of sailors and merchants alike. The sight of it on the horizon was enough to make even the bravest crew tremble. Known as the Jolly Roger, this emblem served as a potent psychological weapon. The flag's design, featuring a menacing skull and crossbones, was a clear message: surrender or face certain death. Pirates used this symbol to intimidate their targets, often avoiding a fight altogether. The skull and crossbones signaled that resistance was futile. It was a stark reminder of the ruthless nature of piracy. The flag's simplicity and bold imagery made it instantly recognizable, ensuring that its message was understood by all who saw it. The black flag represented a life outside the law and the perilous freedom of the pirate life. It was a declaration of independence from the rules and norms of society. Pirates embraced this freedom, living by their own code and answering to no one but themselves. The skull reminded of the ever-present threat of death, while the crossbones emphasized life's fragility. This imagery was a constant reminder to pirates and their victims alike that life was fleeting and could be snatched away at any moment. The black flag also symbolized defiance and a rejection of the established order. It was a bold statement against the oppressive regimes of the time. Pirates saw themselves as rebels fighting against the injustices of the world. Each crew added unique flourishes to their flag, further emphasizing their identity. These personalized touches made each flag distinct, reflecting the character and reputation of the crew that flew it. Some flags featured additional symbols, such as hourglasses or weapons, to further intimidate their enemies. The black flag stands as a powerful symbol of the pirate era, embodying both terror and the spirit of rebellion. It is a lasting reminder of a time when the seas were ruled by those who dared to defy the world, living and dying by their own rules. The life of a pirate was fraught with danger and uncertainty. Trust was a luxury few could afford, and betrayal lurked around every corner. Alliances could crumble as quickly as they were formed. Some pirates sought royal pardons, betraying their shipmates for clemency. Others orchestrated mutinies, seizing control of ships and eliminating rivals. Charles Vane met his end at the betrayal of his own crew, marooned by his quartermaster, Jack Rackham. Pirates often faced grim fates, their trust shattered by those they considered brethren. The treacherous nature of the pirate world served as a constant reminder that loyalty was a fickle mistress. The line between pirate and privateer reveals a fascinating aspect of maritime warfare. Some pirates sailed under the protection of powerful empires as privateers. These state-sanctioned pirates were granted letters of marque to attack enemy ships. Sir Francis Drake, a famous privateer, played a pivotal role in challenging Spanish dominance. Privateers bolstered naval power without the expense of maintaining a large navy. They were motivated by the promise of wealth and glory, keeping a significant portion of the spoils. The line between legitimate privateering and outright piracy was easily blurred. The use of privateers highlights the complex nature of warfare during this period. The Golden Age of Piracy may have ended, but the spirit of these outlaws lives on. Piracy has evolved, finding fertile ground in the digital world. Cyber pirates pose a significant threat to global commerce, security, and privacy. Modern-day pirates target valuable data, intellectual property, and financial systems. Cyber attacks can cripple businesses and disrupt critical infrastructure. The image of the pirate has been reimagined in popular culture, often romanticized as symbols of freedom and adventure. The enduring fascination with pirates speaks to a deeper human fascination with those who operate outside conventional society. Were pirates heroes or villains? The answer is complex and multifaceted. Pirates were criminals who amassed fortunes through violence and theft. Their raids disrupted trade and often resulted in the loss of innocent lives. Yet many operated within a moral code, adhering to principles of loyalty and fairness. They were often drawn to piracy as a means of escape from poverty and oppression. Some historians argue that pirates challenged the authority of powerful empires. The legacy of pirates resists easy categorization, shaped by the forces of their time. The line between good and evil is often blurred by circumstance and perspective. And so we conclude our journey through the seas of history. We have explored hidden coves, deciphered ancient maps, and faced the legends of the pirate world. Pirates were complex individuals driven by ambition, desperation, and a yearning for freedom. If you enjoyed this series, don't forget to support it with a like button and subscribe to the History Traveller channel. Write to us in the comments, who do you consider the smartest or most dangerous pirate? As we bid farewell to these rogues of the sea, let us remember their enduring ability to challenge our perceptions of right and wrong and their fearless spirit. The world of the pirate was a place of both beauty and brutality, filled with endless tales. Let us carry with us the lessons learned from these maritime mavericks, embracing the spirit of adventure and questioning conventional wisdom just as they did. Always seek out new horizons and never stop exploring.